Hello, Scorpios. Welcome. I'm Emma. Hi. And whilst I'm new to YouTube, I am not new to doing this. I have been doing it for many, many, many years. And I love it. And I'm excited to be coming to a new platform. This feels really fun for me. Um, I'm going to put my website link in the description box so that if you want to find out more about me and who I am, you're able to do that. But for now, I'm just going to begin. Now, the way that I'm going to bring this forward today is we're going to look at April 21. And I have already been linking into Scorpio energy for April before pressing record. And I have really, I've really enjoyed sinking into that energy, I must admit. But I'm also going to pull some cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the month of April, and I'm also going to pull a relationship card towards the end. So let's get started. I mean, looking at April, so far out of all the videos I've recorded this morning, I would say Scorpios is carrying like the biggest energy. And that's what I wrote down is, it is time to go big. You seem to be moving through April in a way that is perhaps due, like perhaps some of these changes and yearnings for new experience have been very strong in you. So in all fairness, some of these events that you might be coming face to face with shouldn't be a surprise. It's like, should be like, of course something was coming. It was overdue. And at the same time, I think the way that events arrive and what they ask of you might be unexpected. But what I had was that this is a massive celebration time. I had so much abundance around you and celebration and victory and success. So far today, this is the biggest energy I've had. And it feels like everything changes for you in April. And now it could be internally. Let's face it, how many readings have we watched and it's an internal change? But I just don't feel it is. I feel like whatever person you are going into April, you're a different one coming out. And it feels like what's happening is that life is calling you to be seen, to be known, to be talked about. And now this is so cool because I did a reading for a relative last night, and that relative is a Scorpio, and very similar things came up. And there is this feeling that I could resonate with that I did last night, and I'm tuning in today with it, which was, it's time to be seen. And I feel like there are very tangible experiences and events that are calling you out into the world and saying, now is the time to be known. Now, Scorpios, something that I love about you guys is that you show us all that we're entitled to privacy and that we're entitled to discern who we share ourselves with, and that we're not for everyone. Not everybody gets to know what's inside ourselves. And I think you are really good at, at keeping yourself to yourself at times, because not everyone's going to get you. And it feels like once people get inside, oh my God, you've got so much treasure inside of you that it is a blessing. Do you know, like it's a blessing? It's almost like if you can pass the threshold, you will be rewarded by a Scorpio, because they have got so much intelligence and connectivity and creativity and depth, and there is so much spiritual insight and knowledge, and there's just so much inside of you guys. But it feels like it may be that in the last year you have been quite tentative to share yourselves, and maybe it's just been life hasn't given you the right opportunities. Like maybe you haven't felt that the right opportunities for you and who you are as an individual have been presented. And so you've kind of kept parts of yourself quite hidden away from the world. And that's okay, because you're not out for validation, Scorpio. You don't need to be seen to be understood. Like you get you, and that's all good. But at the same time, it feels like you are going into some very big situations that want to celebrate you. And I can see you feeling a bit like, oh my God, what is happening? Because it feels like the parts of you that are being celebrated are the things that you didn't think anybody was looking at. And it just feels like this is the month where you are absolutely acknowledged. I feel like this will be coming, it will be presenting itself very differently for each individual Scorpio. Do you know, like some of you that might be relationship, for some of you that might be your passion and creativity, it might be at work, it might be through family members that suddenly give you these very big conversations. But it feels like to me, this has the potential to be quite life-changing. And I think it could be that you're receiving quite life-changing opportunity where you're, you know, you take a step into something and it takes your life in a new direction. And when you glance back at April 21, you will say, oh my God, my life changed then. I think there's a good chance that something changes this month that is life changing, but in the most incredible, beautiful ways. And I also think some of that my life change moment is coming from stories that you have maybe expressed over the years when you are telling your stories, when you are talking about your life experiences, and they always seem to be a certain way. This always happens. This is the way it's always been. Things that are coming for you in April are going to mean that you can no longer say that. So maybe have a think about stories that have been regurgitated lately. I do think some of these stories would have been prevalent this last month. So, you know, through the month of March. And I feel like, and maybe even earlier, maybe since about December through to now, there may be, you know, those little internal stories, those little internal monologues, and the way you talk about things when you're talking to someone else and you're so sick and tired of having to say this. It's always like this. And it feels like we are about to put something into place, you know, we, spirit, universe, life, that changes your ability to say that, because something so big and so beautiful and so brilliant is happening for you that you are forever changed. And that your stories are forever changed. And I think through the living experience of it, your perception of the world, your perception of what's possible, and your perception of just how big your life can be, it feels like you will be allowing your life to be much fuller, much more inflated, and going to levels that you have never allowed yourself to go before, because events in April gave you the confidence to believe. And to remember that magic and abundance and beauty and love happens to people like you. So honestly, this is like big energy. This is like, oh, I cannot wait to hear from my Scorpios this month. This is some big stuff. So with that in mind, I'm now going to pull 3 cards to see how that lines up with what I've just brought forward. But honestly, Scorpio, I don't know that I'm going to be as excited to hear from anybody as I will be from you guys, because it just feels like this is a life changer. This is a life changer, but in great ways. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just, it's time to bring some, I think you will have tentative feelings. You will occasionally go, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. And it's only because there is this invitation to be known, to be spoken of, to be touched in ways and in places that you would usually hide away from. But I think in the sort of connectivity of those places inside of yourself, you're going to feel more alive than you felt in years. It's really exciting stuff. So let's have a look. I've been shuffling my ride away. Oh my God, look, like straight away. Like, that's at the bottom of the pack. Scorpios, you've got nothing to worry about. Let me just tell you that. That is your happy ending. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it as our first card. That is your happy ending to that which has been, and your happy new beginning to all that will become and be created. Welcome to your new beginning, Scorpio. It is divinely blessed and divinely synchronized, divinely celebrated. I think you just have to look forward to what's to come in April. It's just a really good month for you energetically. Like, it's really awesome. So what else have we got? Oh my God. Like, honestly, I don't even know what else I can say. Look at these. Gotta pick them up. Hold on. Oh my gosh. What could we possibly have to worry about? I mean, we've got 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups. That's my ultimate celebration card. Let me tell you that. That is my woohoo celebration, togetherness, co-creation, life celebrating you and what's going on. And then we've got, oh wait, Hangman. Unexpected. For me, the Hangman, I mean, everybody, obviously, we know it can be like time delays, blah, blah, blah. But I'm an intuitive. And for me, that has, over the years, taken on its own meaning of unexpected. It's where what you thought was happening is turned upside down. It's like, oh no, expect the unexpected, but not oh no, woohoo, expect the unexpected. Everything's about to turn around. Everything's about to be turned upside down. And in the turning, you are going to see everything and see yourself and see others and see life in a very different way. I'm so excited for you. So I don't even know what else I could say to that. Do you know, like, I almost just feel like this is perfect. We've got exactly what I just said. A very divinely blessed, happy ending and happy new beginning. You know, very happy. Like, it's like when the credits roll at the end of the movie and everybody's really smiling and happy and saying, oh my God, that was so great. And then the new beginning is just as bloody good. You know, like, it's just like everything changes. It's an end to a life chapter, but it's ending it because it's writing over the top of it with something so new and so brilliant and so beautiful that what has been will just dissolve and no longer remain to be true. And there is this celebration of you. Do you know what I was saying? It's like you're being seen and being known, and these parts of you that usually are hidden away from the world at large. Maybe a few individuals have been able to sort of have a private invitation to that part of you, but mostly you keep that hidden away from the world at large, and now the world at large will be celebrating you. And I wonder, obviously it's going to be very individual. It could be that you get some sort of real acknowledgement and celebration and togetherness with family that you've never had before. It might be that you go into relationship that really asks you to bring your heart out onto the table, and it is loved and wanted and celebrated, and it's just giving you everything you've ever longed for there. It might be that you're about to be celebrated for your talents and your skill and your knowledge and your passion, and you're about to get that recognition, and it's gonna really blow open your world. I just think there are so many possibilities as to how this can present for the individual. But either way, this is like, we're totally celebrating Scorpio in April. I just feel like this is such a great way to begin an astrological new year. Do you know, like, you're just like, whoa, Scorpio's coming in running. It's it's really good. But I do think, although you've been waiting for change and you're incredibly ready for change, I don't think you thought it was going to happen quite like this. So with Expect the Unexpected, what I love about that is we all start to try to imagine. We go, okay, something unexpected is coming. Let me try and imagine. But from the imaginings, it becomes the expected. And what we have here is the unimaginable. This is stuff that you would not have imagined to be possible at this level. You might get some of it. You might think you have an inkling. And yet the living experience of it is just going to be so much bigger. It's going to be so much bigger, so much more beautiful, so much more enriching and full, and giving you that fullness of self, fullness of life, fullness of connection. Just, this is some really big, awesome stuff. I just am blown away by it. It feels incredibly exciting. So what I would say is you are in the right place. You are right on track. Whatever you have contributed to your own becoming the last year has been perfect. And I do believe you are now ready for what's next. And maybe let that be something that hangs there. You're ready. when this stuff comes for you, even though it's magnificent and brilliant and beautiful, you might get a little bit nervous and say, am I ready? Can I do this? Can I put myself out in the world? Am I ready? Have I got the self-esteem for this? Yes, you have. And we know that. And the reason we know that is because you have been asking for change. You've been getting, kind of frustrated with elements of dissatisfaction for a few months now. And that alone is the sign of you saying, I'm ready for something else. I'm ready for new experience. I'm ready. And I feel like even though this is an unexpected way, you need not doubt your capacity to be in the world. And you deserve all the celebration and glory and joyfulness that is coming. I would just suggest, lean into it. Lean into it. Like when people are coming to give you a hug and you go, oh my God, they're going to touch me. Lean into the hug here, Scorpio. Lean into it. Let it warm you, because this is what you want. This isn't a hug from some weirdo that you don't want to touch you. This is what you want. Let it embrace you. Let it hold you. Let it give you that feeling of appreciation and joy and wonder and magic. Because I think whatever's happening in April is really leading the way for further experiences, further co-creative experiences in the coming months. And I just feel like your life is about to go in some really fantastic new directions. And new is what you asked for, but how that's coming is beyond your imagination. And I always find it's the unimaginable experiences that are the things that make life worth living. So you've got a lot to look forward to. I feel so good. Like my face hurts from smiling. That's how good I feel about this. So I'm going to do a relationship card and see what we get for that. I don't doubt it would be awesome. Okay, so we've got the Four of Pentacles. Do you know what I love about this is when I look at him, he's got so much to give, but he's kind of holding it already. This is the please don't touch me stance. Do you know, like what I just said about, I'm just gonna hold myself here because I know that you think I'm awesome, but I feel a bit weird about it. Now, of course, traditionally, this card might probably mean something completely different to you, right? But I'm an intuitive, as I said, so we're going to go with what I'm seeing there. And it just feels like when it comes to relationship this year, not this year, this month, April, but let's go with this year because that does feel pertinent. I feel like, okay, it's okay for you to be discerning. That is what you're fantastic at. You do not need to give more of yourself than you want to. And none of us are demanding that of you. And at the same time, you are being invited to connect co-creatively in relationship in ways that are going to ask you to reassess how much of yourself you want to keep away. Because I do believe there is yearning for co-creative experience in you. And I do believe that that is different for all of you. It might be work relationships, it might be family and friends, it might be love, it might be romance. Like it might be that you're single, it might be that you're in a partnership. Either way, there is a longing for depth of connection. And to be known for the glory that you are. And you are incredible. You've just such a layered person, right? You're so layered. People should want to know you. And you do want to be known. You do want that connectivity. You do want all the joys and richness and blessings that come from relationship. And you may find throughout April that with all this awesomeness going on, that it does ask you, there is this invitation to just at least put one arm down. Maybe put one arm down, and maybe give them a pat on the back. I just feel like there are going to be things asking to see your insides, not in a gross organ kind of way, but in a to see your beauty, to see your warmth, your kindness, your life experience that has really textured you, and to know your humor and your perspectives and your philosophies and your creativity and you've got so much in you, Scorpio, that is such a blessing. And I feel like within your relationships, there's an invitation to allow yourself to be known. You don't have to share 100% of yourself. I personally am not an advocate for full transparency. I know that on a lot of social media these days, people say we should have full transparency about ourselves. But I do believe that our individuality requires privacy sometimes. And I know that you get that more than any other sign. And so nobody's saying that you have to put 100% of yourself out on the table, or that you have to take your heart and put it in someone else's hand. But maybe it's okay to just show people what's going on in there. So you still are in possession of it. It still belongs to you. And yet it's ready to be shared. Please make it seem, I don't want it to seem like I'm flashing here and I'm suggesting you should have to flash, but maybe like a spiritual flashing, if that's such a thing. Showing people a little bit of an unveiling. There we go. A bit of an unveiling on what is inside of you. And so you can hold it all, but maybe it's time to just show people a little bit more of you. And I feel like April will really be giving you the opportunity to do that, and know that when you do it, apparently people like what's going on there and they love it and they celebrate it and they say, I'm so happy you shared that with me, and I'm so blessed that you shared yourself with me, because what's inside of you is phenomenal. Okay, so that's a big, awesome reading, right? Feel really good for you, Scorpios. Please do come and let me know if little or big things happen to change your life this month, and change your stories, and change your perception, and change the way you connect and the way that you reclaim life. I'd love to hear about it. I will be back next month with more videos. You can also join me on Patreon. I've just established my community on there, so it's just begun. It's new, but I believe that it's blossoming, and we're gonna have a lot of fun there. I'll be posting weekly videos as well as daily card readings, and I am thinking about doing live conversations as well from that platform. So please come join me. It's gonna be so much fun. You can also book in with me for private one-to-ones through my website, so I'll put the link below. And in the meantime, I'm wishing you, I don't need to wish you anything. May you enjoy all the magic that's coming for you in April, and I will look forward to next month's reading. Okay, sending all my love.